Liverpool FC Trinidad and Tobago Fanbase presents LFC Podcast, where local fans have their say and never walk alone. And now your host.
Yes, good night all. Welcome to the Liverpool FC Trinidad and Tobago podcast, right? I'm your host, Jamel Murray. I have here my co-host, Collis Felix, and I have a guest here for the first time on the show appearing. I'd like to welcome Chad, right? Before I get into the show, I want to say thanks to all the listeners from before, right? And I want to thank all the upcoming listeners also, right? Subscribe to the channel, join the group on Facebook, Liverpool FC TNT Fanbase, right? And the account on Twitter also, LFC TNT Fans, right? And just say hello now, fellas. Just say hello now.
Alright, this call is here. Welcome. Well, thanks for bringing me in on the show, Jamel.
Right?
Yeah, Chad here. First time.
Alright, welcome,
Thanks
Chad. Welcome.
Yeah.
Right, so as you know, fellas, we played 2 games this season already. We had a home game against Southampton, we went 2-1, right? And the second game we had against City, right? We lost that game, unfortunately. We lost that game 3-1, right? I wouldn't say we should panic too much because the league now starts. It's only 2 games. Obviously, we have some fresh faces coming into the team. The team ain't really gel yet, right? But I want to hear all the views against City, right? We lost the game 3-1, right? Chad, just give me a little views a little bit now.
Well, I think we started the game excellent. I mean, City had no rhythm in the first half. You know, we were breaking up the plays, everything. And we were going forward and had them pegged back for a while, you know, until the brutal mistake in the back, you know, where we kind of shut off, you know, fell asleep. You know, due to maybe because of Marino and Lovren, you know, not really, they never really played together for any, in a serious competitive game, you know, in how long? I mean, this is like the first game together, so you know it was expected, but other than that, I thought we had a great first half. And the thing is, you can't make mistakes like that against a powerhouse like City, you know, because they're just waiting for that mistake to close up shop in the back. You know, they get that go-ahead goal. They just have to, because I find their positioning and everything on their part of defense, it's very hard to break down. Even Sterling with his pace and his trickery, you know, they always have a cover when you have guys like Company and them just waiting for that edge, so that little piece of that ball, you know, that they will get that ball out of there. They train their bodies all over the place, you know.
Okay.
So, you know, it was a good first half. We had them, although I think they were more soaking up our pressure, you know, but can't make those type of mistakes against teams like City, you know, or Chelsea or any other team that really strong in their game play now, you know. What do you say?
Cool, alright. Chad, sorry, not Chad, Collis.
Yeah.
We have for man.
Well, based on what I view, well, I saw the game twice actually. First time I watched it, I wasn't really paying too much attention because of all the distractions and stuff, right? The second viewing that I had of the game had a little more insight into what was taking place on the field, with respect to the players and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think we started the game bright. Um, our clock played probably about 30 to 39 minutes of real positive play. As Chad said, one mistake really kind of threw us off the game. Um, the defense in particular, on the first goal, I think there was a little bit too much of a gap between Lovren and Skirtle. And while viewing the game, I noticed that he took a little while to reach across, right? Mainly that being because it had a man on top of the box, right? So he was kind of wary of that at first. But when he realized that there was a next runner making a play into the box and Najri crossed the ball into the space, he had to come across. But the thing about it was Gerard, I think, was the closest player to Silva who made the run initially into the box, and he didn't track him properly. So by the time Silva received the ball and Lovren came across to apply pressure on him, um, the only thing Lovren could have really done there was to head the ball. But in the process of heading the ball, there was an uncommon player which was Jovetic, right? I don't know if all you noticed that. Um, Jovetic was the first to respond because Moreno was the closest to him and he couldn't get the ball cleared away. So I think that was one area where we lapsed and that kind of cost us. It kind of threw us off the rhythm a little bit going into the second half because we show real good positive play in the first half. To be honest, um, I think we had chances from Sterling, if I could recall, a chest down and a half volley. We had a few other chances in the game early on, but basically we had good link-up play and we was looking good for the first 39 to 40 minutes, right? With regards to the second half, I think having to chase the game kind of opened up play a little more because what I noticed was when they came out of the tunnel for the second half, Rogers, apparently the instructions were to push the fullbacks forward because I realized they were playing a lot higher, so they were trying to like press City back to try and get back in the game. But evidently by doing that, you expose a few gaps within the team. So going on 2-0, we had to go at it again, and we had a lot of positive play at 2-0. I saw Markovic coming on in the 55th minute, if I recall correctly. Positive play from him. Also, Lambert coming in and scoring the goal in the late half. Sterling and Coutinho wasn't really in the game in the second half, so I guess I could understand the substitutions on Rogers' behalf. Khan had a decent outing and unlucky to get yellow cards as soon as he came on, and well, the last goal kind of sealed the game. So that's it really for me. But going into the next game, I could see some positives from this game, so I believe that the defense will be a little more compact and we could do well. So yeah, that's my take on the game.
Okay, cool. Good talk there, right? So this is my view, right? This is my view, right? As a team, right? Playing a league like this, right? You heard many times that once to the half, right, is be very hard to like come back in the game, right? And especially a team like City, it's very hard, right? And I believe like it was unfortunate to get the goal so close to the halftime mark, right? Are you sure the players and them, even Rodgers, would have wanted like go into the half nil, rethink whoever his tactics and bring them out fresh fast at 45 a football game, but unfortunately it wasn't so, right? Back on the first goal, right? back on the first goal, right? I find Gerrard could have done more in close among Silva, right? Because when Lovren did get over the man to head the ball, right, and the ball did fall for Moreno, right, and he didn't clear it properly, right? If you watch Gerrard's reaction, as soon as Lovren came over the man and head the ball forward, Gerrard like he just shut off, right? Because it's like alright, the ball came down, and Gerrard like let's watch it play like alright, somebody else will get it, right? That is the kind of action he gave me, right? And I believe if Jada react a little bit more sharper in that instance right there, something different could have happened, right? But unfortunately, it's Moreno. He first given Liverpool the pressure on him real high to play good for your first game, especially against City away in Etihad also, right? So he was kind of like he was not aware of the pressure behind him, so he swing his foot, and unfortunately he get the ball and he scored the goal. He down 1-0, right? But even though we down 1-0 at that half, a team like Liverpool, right? We ain't down 2-0, we ain't down 3-0, we down 1-0, right? Of course, to play against City in Etihad, it's hard. But if Rodgers now did he probably did push the team to say like go back and get a goal early in the first 50 minutes, whatever the case, but like it didn't happen, right? So that first goal kind of like shot we down. Man was playing kind of out of position, and personally, Allen had the best game on the field, and I was really like distraught. The second goal was scored. Johnson could have like Johnson again. The second goal was scored, right? Again, it had a little space between Lovren and Skirtle in the back there. Coutinho wasn't closing them properly, right? I believe Millionaire could have get a hand on the ball, and Johnson could have do better in clearing the ball off the line. He just put his foot like in a carnival, whatever. So that it didn't happen. To me, he could have put his head or some kind of thing like through your body, through your frame. You know what I'm saying? That way you're getting paid for. Remember, you're playing for a team like Liverpool, you know. You're getting paid to throw your body on the field, right? If you throw your body like penalty body or some kind of thing, that goal would never go in, but say what it went in anyway, right? The team didn't play bad to say like we play like real crap. It had plenty positives going forward in the next game, right? Especially when the fella come on the field, right? We could talk about him a little bit more, right? But Lambert come on the field again for the second time, right? And his impact alone did help Liverpool to score another goal and whatever. But as you were saying, some men did not come in the field. It will take a little while to gel, whatever the case is, right? And one more thing I must say is it's good to lose these games so early in the season so that we could we check ourselves, we could rethink, and we can say well alright. Better you make these mistakes earlier so that coming down in the rest of the games you wouldn't have to be fixing earlier problems, right? So that is my take on the game. On some other points, right? We might bring on the team, listeners, we bring on the team, we praising the team. But as much as we as fans, we the biggest
critics in a sense.
Right. So moving on, right? All I remember, most all I can remember, coming on at the back of last season, right? Rodgers was playing a 4-4-2 system, diamond with Suarez and Sturridge on top, right? And we all know the impact it had, right? Rodgers played a 4-3-3 system against Southampton and also against Man City, right? Which to me wasn't too convincing, right? So let me ask you quickly, Collis, right? How you feel the 4-3-3 working in terms of the 4-4-2 diamond we played with last season come down to the end?
Well, as I said in the earlier podcast, well, for the listeners who were listening previously, I think 4-3-3 gives him much more of a balanced formation with having one holding player and then two central midfielders over the holding player, right? As opposed to the 4-4-2 diamond, I think the attacking midfielder he pushes up more a little advanced, right? And the two forwards they kind of like float in the attack, right? Basically, you have no one to really stay in front in a 4-4-2 diamond, right? Because when you have them moving around the pitch for space, you don't really have the effect of a center forward, a poacher per se. You don't have that effect. So with the 4-3-3, you get that because with the wingers they come in as wide forwards, so you form a bit of a trident attack in a sense. I think with having players like Sterling and Markovic and maybe Lallana coming into the team, you could get a lot more direct play inside between the fullbacks, which is probably what Rodgers like to implement as a coach. I think it gives you a bit of more of a fluid attack because you have the fullbacks joining in the attack as well, and with the fullbacks, the wide forwards, and the center forward in the box, I think that's more of a efficient attack. Well, in my opinion.
Alright, cool. So, what's your views, Chad, on the 4-4-3 system in terms of the 4-4-2?
The thing is with the system really should be based on the type of opposition you're playing against. You know, you like can't use the same system for like every team you meet. You know, and that 4-4-3 system, that 4-3-3 system is a very attack-minded system. You know, and the thing is you have to be very fit as a team to because like when the play breaks down and your wing backs already in attack. This is why I don't like the fact that they play too much. They play too small up front. They don't like you will be on top of the box and they're still trying to bust through the center instead of spreading and trying to get the crosses in, you know. And when you have men like Glenn Johnson running up on the right, you know, right, and you play a breakdown in the center, you know Glenn Johnson isn't going to get back in time with the likes of men like because a team like City, they need only like 2 passes to get down the pitch because of their structure in midfield. Players, as soon as they anticipate when players are going to break down, and if you have a team that can anticipate players breaking down before they break down because of how their team is set up, you're in a lot of trouble, right? So when that play breaks down, players like forward line for City, then they already moving out into the spaces that the wing backs are created in the back when they're in attack. So when the players break is broken down, they already setting up for the counter, right? And when you have players like Company, you know, players like
Silva.
yeah, men who could find players over 40 yards with ease into space, you know, they have that kind of passing ability. You know, a 4-3-3 is very difficult if it's not played to perfection. You know, you have to finish either with a shot or you have to let the keeper work. I see Sturridge doing something when the keeper gets the ball. This is to show you how dangerous City is on the counter attack. Even their keeper could make a throw from to the half line and start off a counter attack. And Sturridge did well in keeping hard, in giving us that time to get back. You know.
Yeah.
But in a 4-4-2 system, you have a lot, you know, you have a player at the back who could cover for the wing backs. You know, it's a safer system to play with in like Europe and bigger teams. 4-3-3, you have to perfect it before you use it against these bigger teams, and that's
Okay.
why, you know.
That, a good point from Chad there talking about the different structure for different teams, right? That's a really good point to make there, right? And
Yeah.
I wanna say is no, right? We all know Rogers he like 4-3-3 for some reason. I don't know why, right?
That,
Right? What I gonna say is no. We signed Balotelli now, right?
Super Mario.
Right? We signed Balotelli, right? And we all know that at Chelsea, Sturridge did play wide, and he didn't like it, right?
Mm.
And we all know, Balotelli is not really a wing forward. He's a center forward, right? So
he can play wing.
Yeah, he can play wing, yeah.
right. So my question is, what formation Liverpool going to use if we're going back to their same 4-4-2 formation, or if we're going to bring Balotelli off the bench, which I believe is highly unlikely. Right? Chad, answer me that, Chad. What you feel?
I feel it's back to that same problem we had with Suarez. It was the same problem. Suarez likes to be up front. Sturridge likes to be up front.
We all see it, right? We all see it when Lambert come on the field, right? The goal score, we get impact goals one time, right? So, all you feel that right, Balotelli on the field with Sturridge, right? The way Sturridge just move, right? Remember Sturridge, no, he don't really stay dead center. He just pull wide. He just go high up the field. He go be like more lurking around the box, right? So all you feel that we could benefit from having Balotelli and Sturridge on the field together at the same time. Collins, what you feel?
Well, yeah, well, it all depends on how well they click in training, you know, personalities per se. I think they're similar in some instances where they like to be fun players, right? So what you would be seeing on the field is that both of them really go in at the goal. And that's basically what you want. You don't want one person just attacking the goal where he isolated at times in the game. You want penetration. So I think it could be a similar situation as Chad was mentioning earlier. Um, Both of them like to be in front. So you would get more of like a competition. You know, they're driven. They want to score, and that's what you want. You want that kind of impact in the team.
So
As
what
to
use?
as to formation wise, I think the diamond would suit that attack perfectly. If Rogers were to play a 4-3-3, I would probably see Sturridge playing probably off Balotelli, because you know the movement and whatnot. So, but I would think he would employ them in a 4-4-2 diamond.
Okay. Right. Chad, right? Since you and Balotelli on formation, right? Give me your best 11 with Balotelli and Sturridge on the field together.
Um, and of course, Henderson, you can't go.
Best 11 with Balotelli and Sturridge on top.
Alright. So we go with our 4-4-2 diamond. We go with Sturridge and Balotelli in front. Um, Markovic behind. Um, Henderson, and Chan, Gerard Holden. For the defense, we're looking at Jose Enrique. We going with Slovren. We going with Skirtle, and we going with Mankio.
And I mean, any goal.
And we go with
Mignolet.
Mignolet. Yeah, Mignolet.
But I want to say one thing, yeah? And here my 11, right? Here my 11, right? Balotelli and Sturridge on top, Sterling behind them, right? Sterling behind them, right? I just waiting patiently for the day I see Rogers make a bold move and say, "Here we're going on, Gerard. You had to come off the bench for me." I just telling you, I don't know why. I don't know why, right? I want to see Henderson in my middle with with Khan, and I want to see Allen in my middle too. Let me show you something with Allen, right? Allen, when Allen came off that field against City, I feel well bad. I say, but what he come off the field for? He played real good, right? The man calm under pressure. He calm under pressure. He don't lost the ball so much, right? The way he just move with the ball, it just throw off opponents in that kind of way. So when I see, I say like, where you really coming off for? You understand what I'm saying, right? And Gerard now, he's a leader, captain, legend, whatever you want to call him, right? I have nothing against the man, but I believe right now it's time for Gerard to say what's going on. Let me come on the bench and make an impact and let them play the football. Because it are many times where the work Gerard's supposed to be doing, he's not doing it. And that is somewhat
Right.
okay. So UCL Joan Friday, please God, right? With Liverpool back in Champions League. It's exciting times, It's a while now, 5 years out of it. We've seen the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea and Barcelona. Everybody in UCL, you know what I mean? For the past years, they give you talk. They give you a kind of thing and they say, well, Liverpool out of Champions League, you can't join the Congo because your team in Europe, etc., right? But figure that 2014, 2015 season, we back in the Champions League, right? Honest, you just tell me, right? Tell me, I know we in a hard cut. We in pot three, I believe, right? And just give me a little insight of the seeding seminar, please.
Alright, so we're looking at pot one. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Benfica, Atletico Madrid. Alright, we still pending the Arsenal playoff game. And well, we have Porto who qualified today. So that rounding off pot one. Right? So that is all the potential teams that we could be drawn against. Alright, we're going on to pot two. We have Schalke, Dortmund, Juve, PSG, Shakhtar Donetsk, FC Basel, Man City. And we had Zenit. I believe Zenit qualified today. I'm not too sure. Right? Pot three. Pot three we have Leverkusen. No. We have Olympiacos, CKSA Moscow, Ajax. Where we have ourselves Liverpool, Sporting Lisbon, Galatasaray. Pending qualifications from either Napoli or Bilbao, and we have Leverkusen, and some other team was playing. So I'm not sure who would probably make it out of that game. But most likely it'll be Leverkusen because they scored 3 goals away in the game that they played first. So, and pot 4 we have Anderlecht, AS Roma, and Monaco. Right? I think that might have some teams to come in it again. We're looking at teams like Bilbao or Salzburg, Lille, Copenhagen, Steaua Bucharest, APOEL, Standard Liège. I think Celtic get licks today, and Bate Borisov. So that rounding off the pot 4 there. And potential pot 4 and potential pot 4 entrance.
Okay. So right, well, it's gonna be a tough draw. One thing for sure, be a light little tough draw. I mean, Liverpool ain't gonna have like favorites going back in the Champions League. I mean, if they're coming back, they're gonna work right? Just point on what you said earlier on about the pot 4. Little get knocked out today too. So little lost today, right? As unfortunately they lost today, right? But I believe personally, I feel for some reason they go down put Barcelona and Liverpool group.
Why say that?
I don't know. I very coincidental and I very superstitious, and I feel for some reason Barcelona gonna end up in Liverpool group. I don't know why, but I just feeling it.
Alright, so based on all the pots that I call out and all the teams in each pot, um, you could give me alright, well I'll call over the pots and you'll tell me which team you'd pick to be in our group. Alright, so we're going over Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Benfica, Atletico Madrid, and Porto.
Barcelona from that group. Barcelona.
Was that?
Barcelona I want from that pot.
Alright. So we're going on to part 2. Schalke, Dortmund, Juventus, PSG, Shakhtar Donetsk, FC Basel, Zenit.
Schalke.
Alright, Schalke. Part 3. Olympiacos, CKSA Moscow, Ajax, Sporting Lisbon, Galatasaray. And probably if Napoli or Athletic Bilbao. Leverkusen. Yeah.
From this group, I'll go with CSKA Moscow.
Alright. Pot 4. Anderlecht, AS Roma, AS Monaco, Standard Liège, APOEL, FC Copenhagen, Lille, Bate Borisov.
Taking Apoel, yes. I'm taking Apoel.
Hey.
I'm taking Apoel. Well, I mean, we had a commodity group too, you know. And I want to see Liverpool at least. We're not gonna win Champions League, right? We ain't gonna win Champions League, and I just feel like my achievement for this Champions League is a commodity group, and like let me say we make it a 16 or a last 8. That's my aim right now.
Alright, well, I'm gonna call up my group. I would take Benfica, I would take Basel, I would take Galatasaray, and I would take Monaco.
Monaco, okay.
Yeah, that's my group.
And
my group. Yeah.
Champions League with the aim.
Well, with a tough group like that, I expecting to get a run out from Monaco, so I would think we probably finish second in the group around a 16, and we could see what we could do from there. Because knowing that period of time, usually have a congestion of games now, so that is the real issue with that.
Alright, cool. So Champions League draw on Friday, like look out for that, right? Let you close off here on Spurs now, right? We know we went white-heartedly last season, December. We came out with a 5-0 victory, right? Suarez got 2, Flanagan scored a goal, Sterling got a goal in that game also, and I believe Henderson got a goal in that game also.
Henderson scored the second goal.
Right. So we know this time around is not December last season, right? And Spurs coming up the back right now of two victories right now, right? So the confidence high coming to the game at Liverpool. So where you feel could be the outcome in that game, and where you feel we should change expectation-wise, etc.
Well, for stability reasons, I think he could probably keep these two center backs, which is Lovren and Skirtle. I'm probably looking at a change on the full backs because we got 2 injuries in that game, which was Glenn Johnson and Moreno. Pending a scan, I'm not too sure how long or the extent of the injuries are, so I can't really say right away, but I'd go with Jose Enrique on left back, and I'll go with Manquillo on the right back. As for midfield, I'd bring in Khan in the midfield because I think he gives us a lot more stability, right? Henderson, Gerrard as well in the midfield. For the attack, I'd go with Markovic on the left, and I'd go with Sturridge on top, Sterling on the right. Later on in the game, we could probably see a little introduction of Mario Balotelli, Lallana if he's fit, and maybe a defensive player if we need to take a little pressure off the attack. You know, guys getting tired or whatever the case may be. If we chase in the game, I could probably see Lambert coming in and probably Allen, yeah, Joe Allen. That's it for me. As for scoreline, if we having a good game, I could see a 2-1, right? Because I believe the guys, they would probably do their homework from the Man City game, knowing that, you know, they made a lot of mistakes, and Rodgers will probably be pointing that out to them as well. So going into the game, I expecting a 2-1. Provided when we start the same way we start against City, you know, positive play, passing the ball around, keeping the ball, moving the ball through the channels, all of that. And if everything go according to game plan, we could win the game.
Okay, cool. Well, for that game, I would want to see Sako come back in that hole with Lovren because dealing with the strength from Adebayo, I believe Sako might be able to maintain that strength better than Scooter, right? And I believe also that probably the gaps in the back it might close up better with Lovren and Sako in the back, right? Hopefully, Moreno, his injury wasn't so serious. By tomorrow, please God, we should know the results of that injury, right? Yeah, we know Glenn Johnson out. Probably either blessing in disguise, wherever we'll be sure yet. We'll see. From Miss tomorrow, please God. Kyo, Lovren, Sako, Moreno, or Enrique. I ain't too sure what I'm telling Enrique because like he come back in the team and I ain't sure if he injured or if he not injured or whatever. I ain't sure, right? I wouldn't take out Allen. I wouldn't bench him for this game. I would start him because of how he's holding to the ball. And if you realize last season when we went by Hadlin, we went there without Gerrard in the middle, and we come out 5-0 victorious without Gerrard in the middle. So I ain't saying bench Gerrard, although I wish he could eat some bench, right? Right, but moving on, I rather Allen in the middle with Gerrard and Henderson to get his ability in the middle. Thirdly, I wanted Markovic coming for Coutinho because I Markovic had an impact in the game against City, and I personally thought he would get a goal. I didn't feel. I thought because his impact was great, right? And the ball, he comes on the ball, whatever, right? So Markovic in, Coutinho out, Sturridge on top, Bruno on the other side, and hopefully we get to see Balotelli appearance and hopefully he score a goal on whatever. And right, and concerning the scoreline, I would say Tottenham are goals in them, right? I think they win 4-0 against QPR Saturday gone. Sunday gone, they win 4-0. And the Lamela community team is playing good. Lamela playing good, and then they have strikers and I'm playing good also. So I believe it will be an easy game. It will be no walkover. So I say well probably L1 I believe. L1 at least.
Alright, well, just to give them a little stats, Spurs with 42 wins, 42 games they played in total, and 36 were home wins, 6 were away wins, right? For us against them, 22 away wins and 45 home wins. So on the road against Spurs, we're looking at 36-22.
Okay. Well, the away games always tough, eh? away games are always tough. Very few, well, very likely you would go to our away team and beat them on the home ground. Always a hard game, right? But as you're saying, the league now starts. It's only the third game, only the third game, right? And it's better to get these games earlier than late, as I said early on. And so we can always like go back and check and like see what we missed, whatever, how we could fix those things, etc. Right? So that might take on it first game there, and right, everybody will draw. We look forward to that also, right? So anything else to add?
YNWA, we're going for the victory Sunday. I just want to shout out a few men from the group. Chad, big up to Chad. Thanks for coming on the show today. Peter, Kerry, Bats. That's about it.
Right. So thanks to all you listeners for listening for the second recording. Right. We hope to invite more guests soon to come on the show to build our audience, etc. Build a group going forward also, right? Don't forget to join the group on Facebook, Liverpool FC TNT Fanbase on Facebook, and don't forget to follow the account on Twitter, LFC at LFC TNT fans, right? And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and look forward to more in the future. For now, this is your host, Jamel, Murray, and right. Thanks.
Alright, so we're closing off there. Have a good night, listeners, and stay tuned for the next podcast. We out.
Everyone.